guys, welcome back to my channel, and I want to do a kind of fun tag video today here on my channel just to lighten things up a bit and do kind of a, you know, just a laid back video. So I'm going to be doing the 20 beauty questions tag. So let's go ahead and jump right in. So the first question is things you cannot leave the house without, and that would number one be my cell phone. I cannot leave the house without my cell phone. I will get halfway where I'm going, and if I forgot it, I will turn around and come back home. Like, I know it's an addiction, I know I have a problem, but my cell phone. And another thing is my medical supplies, because I do have type 1 diabetes, so I definitely need what I call my blood machine, but the technical term is glucometer, where I check my blood sugars, and I can't leave the house without my insulin pump because that keeps me alive. So those are the three absolute things I cannot leave the house without. Oh, and like some kind of lipstick, obviously. Question number two is, what is my favorite brand of makeup? That's a hard one because I have a lot of favorites. Like, if I had to pick one brand, I would have to say, oh my god, that's so hard. I'm gonna go with Son of a Biscuit. I'm gonna go with Makeup Forever because they kind of have everything that I will need. I love their foundations, I love their concealers, I love their eyeshadows, I love their liners, I love their brushes. I haven't tried their eyebrow pencil, but I've heard good things about it. So I'm gonna go with my favorite makeup brand would have to be Makeup Forever because they're just all around awesome. Next question is, what are your favorite flowers? And my favorite flowers are orchids and lilies. I absolutely love orchids and lilies. I think they're the most gorgeous flowers, but I really want to get the kaleidoscope, I think that's what they're called, kaleidoscope roses, where they're like all rainbow colors. I really like those too. I've never gotten them, but I look at them online, and I'm sometimes tempted to buy them for myself because they're just so pretty. But yeah, those are definitely lilies and orchids. Next is my favorite clothing store, and I would have to say Express. Probably the majority of my clothes are from Express. Like this faux leather jacket is from Express. I have this in like 3 colors. I just love, like, I'm a very, like, my style isn't boho chic, or it's very tailored and clean cut and kind of like, I like classic looks, like very tailored, nice looks. So they kind of have that. I love their jeans. I love their, like, all my work clothes were Express. When I was working at my last job, it was all Express. I like the way they fit me. I just like the way they're made, and I love their sweaters. They're so comfy. But if it's more for like lounge wear and shorts, my favorite clothing brand for my shorts is always American Eagle. They're the only brand shorts I buy that fit, because I have kind of a small waist with really big butt and thick thighs, so I can't wear my size shorts because then my butt hangs out like 6 inches. So I usually have to be very particular in the type of jeans I buy, and I love American Eagle, and American Eagle flannel is my life. Like, I love their flannel. I've gotten so many people in my family, like my mom is obsessed with their flannel, and I get her those every year for Christmas because they go on sale. I think it's like $14.99. They all go on sale, and then I buy like one of every color for me and my mom. So definitely Express and American Eagle. Those are my favorite. Next is my favorite perfume, and I have 2. I have my winter scent and my summer scent. So my winter scent is YSL Black Opium. I've gone through 2 bottles of that already. Again, my mom's obsessed with it, and I bought her a bottle, and that's her favorite perfume now. And my summer scent is Dolce & Gabbana Light Blue. I love that scent for the summer. It's just light and crisp and feminine. So yeah, those 2 are definitely my 2 favorites. I will repurchase them over any other perfume I have. Next question is heels or flats. Now, anybody that knows me knows I love my heels. Like, I have quite the heel collection, and red bottom shoes are my kryptonite. Like, I just love them. Now, recently I haven't worn heels in a long time, and I swear to God, you have special heel muscles. So if you don't wear heels all the time, you lose those muscles, and then they're like hard to work in. You gotta re-break your muscles and feet in. So recently I've been wearing more flats just to be comfortable. But yeah, if I had to choose between one or the other, I will go with beauty and pain with the heels than comfort with the flats. Like I love high heels. I'm that typical woman who's obsessed with getting giddy and like when I see them, like I just love them. I don't like handbags, but shoes, yes. Oh yes. Next question is, do I make good grades? Now, I'm not in school. I'm 33 years old. But when I was in college, yes, I had a 4.0 and I was on the dean's list every quarter or semester or whatnot. So yes, I did make good grades in college. In high school, the term that was applied to me the most with all my teachers and counselors were, she's very smart. She knows what she's doing. If she would only apply herself, she would go so much farther. So yeah, I have ADD and like slight OCD. I'm on the different spectrum. Like I'm not repetitive with my movements, but I'm very repetitive with my thoughts, and I get distracted very easily. So when I'm in school and they are teaching a subject that I did not like, I could not pay attention. Like I would try, and it was like torture. Like it was torture for me. But if I liked the subject, I was like on it. I focused on it, and I got it done. But I hated school. I could do it. I just got bored with it. Like I'm like, I don't feel like it. I don't want to do it. Like I'd rather, like I got in trouble for drawing. I used to love to draw, and I would flip my like worksheet over and I would start drawing like unicorns and like scary bats and dragons and fantasy creatures because I was a weirdo. But yeah, I did get good grades outside of high school. High school, they weren't bad. Like I didn't flunk. I just got like average, like A's in classes I like, B's and C's in other ones. Like I wasn't allowed to fail. Like I would get my butt beat if I got like a D or an F. So my favorite color is blue. Any shade of blue. I love blue. Like there was a time in my closet where my friend came over and she was like, girl, you need to shop for other colors. Like it's ridiculous. Your freaking closet is like 50 shades of blue. So I have stepped out and I do have other colors now, but I love blue. If there's any item or article of clothing that is in multiple colors and I want that like shirt or pants or dress, I will always go for the blue. I just love blue. I love it. Next is my favorite energy drink. Now, I don't drink energy drinks anymore because they're really bad for you. I just basically am a caffeine addict with coffee. So my drug of choice is coffee. But before that, when I was younger and I was in college and I was working and going out late, getting up early for work and then doing college at night and getting like 2 hours of sleep, I was obsessed with Red Bull. Like Red Bull gave me wings. It got so bad that they wanted to stage an intervention at my job to stop me from drinking so much Red Bull, because I would have like, I know this is bad, like 3 a day, like big ones, not the little ones, like the big ones. So, and it was really bad for me being a type 1 diabetic. It's full of sugar. My sugars would go crazy. And then I ended up getting a ton of like kidney infections because, and then I kept saying like, that's not from drinking it. Like Red Bull doesn't give you a kidney. But then, no joke, the moment I stopped drinking them, I have not had a kidney infection since. And it's been years, like years since I've had a kidney infection. So I contributed to that, probably with the diabetes and all that. But I do love a Red Bull. Like occasionally if I go out, I do have a vodka Red Bull when I drink. Vodka Red Bull, that was my college-ish, man. Good old days. Next question is, do I like juice? Yes, I like juice. I don't drink juice a lot because, again, it is full of carbs and sugars, and it does make my blood glucose spike, which makes me have to take more insulin, and insulin is expensive. So I try to keep my sugars down and under control as much as possible so I don't have to keep buying vial after vial after vial of insulin because diabetes sucks. Next question is, do I like swimming? Yes, I like swimming in a swimming pool. I do not like swimming in the ocean. I am not a great swimmer, so I have this fear of getting caught in like the undertow that they always talk about and getting swept out to sea. And I'm not physically fit to fight the ocean. Like, I'm not. I'll die. So I just get a little anxious, like if I get too far out. Like, I'll go like up to my hips and then I'm like, okay, I'm done. Like, I won't swim in the ocean, but I will swim in the pool. I do like swimming in a pool. Next question is, do I eat fries with a fork? No. I eat my fries with a crap ton of mayonnaise and a little side of ketchup mixed together because that's the best. Next question is, what is my favorite moisturizer? And that will definitely be the IT Cosmetics Confidence in a Cream. I love it. Next question is, do you want to get married later on in life? And no, I'm already married, so yeah, I've already done that. Next question is, do you get mad easily? That is kind of a yes and no. Some things do make me mad very quickly, like bullying. If I see someone being bullied, that makes me mad. Like, I will instantly get mad. If I see some kind of injustice, I instantly get mad. But I tend to let people do things to me a lot before I get mad. Like, I don't get mad quickly, but once I get mad, like, I get mad. Like, I got a temper really bad, and I know I do, and it's gotten better. Like, when I was younger, I was horrible. Like, I had a horrible temper, but I do contribute that to dealing with a lot of bullying. And then I got to a point where I was like, I'm not taking anybody's SHIT, so come at me, bro. And like, I just didn't take anybody's crap. So I kind of had to learn that, you know, not to be so defensive all the time and get angry so quickly. So now, not so much. Ever since I had kids, I don't know, I've definitely mellowed out a lot. Like, I let a lot of things go, probably more than I should, but once I hit my point, I hit my point, and it is on like Donkey Kong. Next question is, are you into ghost hunting? Currently, no. No, I like watching ghost hunting shows, and I like watching haunting shows, but I am not going to go out myself and look for a ghost and be like, yo, dude, and then it'd be like, hey, I want to haunt you, and then come back to my house, and then doors start shutting on their own, and I start hearing footsteps when I'm alone, because then I'm going to have to burn my house down. So I don't invite that stuff in. I talked about that in another video, and then a bunch of you started snapping me that you're like, as soon as you said you don't mess with that stuff, there's an orb in your video. I was like, I got my Bible out. I got my gun out. I was like, let's go, Jesus. Like, we're not playing this game. But I even had all my friends like taking the video and like slowing it down because I was like, I don't see it. I don't see it. Maybe it's because I'm blind, but I don't see it. And my friend slowed it down, and I swear to God, it was just a fly. Like, that's my excuse. It's just a fly. It's just a fly. Next question is, do I have any phobias? I don't know, like, I'm sure it's a phobia because phobia means fear. So I have a fear of flying, which I've mentioned before. I'm terrified of flying. I don't not fly. Like, I make myself do it because I want to see different places. I want to travel. So I don't let myself be like tied down or controlled by that fear. But I have fear of flying, and sometimes, not always, but if I'm in a certain mood or like a certain situation where I don't know anybody and I'm in a big crowd and like I'm supposed to be there, it kind of gives me anxiety. Like, if I don't know anybody, I just feel uncomfortable, like in a like place where everybody knows everybody else, but I don't know anybody. That just makes me so uncomfortable. So I have like a social fear of that. I have many times had to do that and go through that. And I hate that, and I fear that for like my kids, and I project a lot of my fears on my kids. Like, I hate them flying. I'm like, oh my God, with their plane crashes, and like the thought of them like going into the lunchroom and not knowing anybody and having to sit by themselves. I'm like, I have to go have lunch with them. I don't want them to go through that. So it's weird phobias. It's like weird social anxiety and like fear of flying. And then I don't like spiders, like F spiders. Next question is, do I bite my nails? No, I don't bite my nails. I don't think I've never bitten my nails, no. Next to last question is, have I ever had a near-death experience? And yes, I have. I almost died having my daughter. So I got C-sections with both of them, and after my son was first, I ended up getting adhesions, which are basically a lot of scar tissue where they cut me originally, and my like uterus, I know this sounds gross, so sorry, just fast forward through this if you don't like medical stuff, but my uterus was cut and then it got like sticky, and then my stomach muscles, they pull them aside when you do a C-section. I know this is not an anatomy class, but anyway, when it moved back, it stuck together like this. So your uterus and your muscles are not supposed to be stuck together. So when they went in to do my other C-section to get her out, they cut everything, and then they went to move my stomach muscles out of the way, and they wouldn't move, so they had to cut through them to get to her. And I started bleeding out profusely, and they couldn't stop the bleeding, and actually like where they cut, and like my womb was filled with blood, and they couldn't get her out, and they were worried that she was like gonna choke in it. So they actually had to get another doctor to come in, and then I had all the anesthesiologists like above my head, like there's 4 of them, because I went to Johns Hopkins University in Baltimore, Maryland. That's where I had both my children, because I'm a high-risk pregnancy due to type 1 diabetes. So they were all above my head, and I started getting really cold, and I was like shaking, like violently shaking, and I was like trying to talk, but my teeth were like, ugh. And they kept saying like, you know, trying to keep me awake, and that's when I knew something was wrong, because they told my husband to leave the room, and they're like, you need to go, and I was like, well, why is he leaving? And I started freaking out, and then they were telling me like, what are you gonna name your daughter? Where do you live? What do you like to do for fun? And then I remember saying, like, getting out, I know what you're doing, I watch ER. And then they started laughing at me. And they're like, well, okay, we need to stay awake. And I was like, I just want to sleep. And I closed my eyes, and I remember them slapping me in my face, and I instantly got pissed off. And I was like, don't hit me. And they're like, we need you to stay awake. And next thing I know, nurses are running in, and they're like sliding. And I didn't realize what they were sliding on, but it was my blood. And they ended up giving me 3 pints of blood, so I got a blood transfusion. And I remember them putting it on the IV and like hanging it and squeezing it. And I remember it plain as day. It was going in my left hand, and it burned so bad. And I said, it burns. And they're like, it's gonna burn, honey. It's going in really fast. And they got her out. She was okay. And then they had to like find where I was bleeding from and like stop it. So I lost a lot of blood. I went into shock, and they were like losing me. Like I was starting to pass out, and like my heart rate dropped really low. My blood pressure dropped. So yeah, I almost died, which I know a lot of people ask me like if I'm gonna have kids again, and the answer is no, I can't. I would love to. I always wanted like 5 kids. I love children, but I am not able to. I'm able to get pregnant. I can't go through labor naturally. Like even though I have a really big butt and hips, you'd think I could, but I have a very small pelvis, so I can't get the baby out. I've tried. With my son, I was in labor 3 days and pushed for like 4.5 hours, and nothing happened. So now they just can't recut that area, because they know I'm gonna have scar tissue and adhesions. They said if it happened, they would have blood on hand, but Johns Hopkins said I really wouldn't recommend it. Like, you almost died. So I was like, okay. So I just enjoy everybody else's babies, and I'm so thankful that God blessed me with the 2 that I have, because at a young age I was told I would never have kids because I'm a type 1 diabetic, as well as I have thyroid disease, which that basically messes up all your hormones. So God blessed me with 2 healthy, beautiful children. So I'm thankful for what I have, and I don't like to dwell on that I can no longer have children. So yes, I had a near-death experience. And the last and final question I kind of already answered is, do you drink coffee? And yes, I'm a coffee addict. I've been toning it down a bit and only having 1 cup in the morning, but I was drinking like a pot in the morning, pot in the afternoon, pot in the evening, and I could still go to sleep. So trying to tone it down a bit with just 1 cup a day, sometimes 2. But anyway, yeah, I hope that's it. I hope you guys like this video. It's a little bit different. I've only done 1 other tag video on my channel, so I thought it'd be fun to do another one. If you want to do this tag video, please do it and tag me in it so I can read or watch all your answers. But yeah, I love you guys so much, and I'll talk to you again real soon. Bye-bye.